What's up, YouTube? So in this video, I'm going to be doing a Jalen Ramsey film session. I'm going to be looking at all of his tackles, the interceptions he got against the Raiders. But also, before I get into that, I just want to kind of talk about the overall game that we played against the Raiders. And this is kind of how I feel about our last few games. Defense played very well. That's why I'm watching Jalen Ramsey today. He especially played very well. So I'm just going to show the big plays, the plays that he made. But also, before I get into that, I really feel like I got to talk about this team as a whole. Our offense was actually moving pretty damn well against the Raiders. As you can see, Tua, 28 for 39, 325 yards, 2 touchdowns. Raheem Mostert was getting almost 4 yards a carry, 86 yards. That's not terrible. Tyreek Hill had a great day, 10 catches, 146 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 4 catches, 55. That needs to be a little bit better. We do need to, I think, get Jalen Waddle going a little more. And, we were driving pretty well, but then we would shoot ourselves in the foot. And the big problem is, 1 interception, 2 fumbles, 1 from Tua, 1 from Julian Hill. The turnovers, you can't win games turning the ball over like we were. And the thing is, Aiden O'Connell threw 3 picks himself, and they had 2 fumbles themselves. But it doesn't matter if our offense isn't taking advantage. And every time we would be driving, we would do something to shoot ourselves in the foot. Either we'd have a turnover, we would have a stupid penalty that put us in a bad situation. We just kept doing shit to shoot ourselves in the foot, and that's what we've been dealing with for the last, 4 games now, is us just making, unforced errors on offense that isn't allowing us to capitalize on our defense finally playing well. Because it's the opposite of what it was at the beginning of the year. Our defense couldn't stop a soul, and our offense was having to outscore everybody, and now it's completely flipped. Our offense is dead in the water, and our defense has finally stepped up. Our team is going to be dangerous as hell if we ever figure them both out at the same time. But, yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into these plays. There's only 5 of them. But I kind of wanted to just talk about the overall theme of what this team has been doing. Jalen Ramsey's right here. Let's see. Okay. So, looks like cover 6. Not really. I don't know why he turned his back like that. It's weird. I mean, Devontae Adams did make it look like he was going for a go route, like he was trying to get outside leverage, but that head fake was good. He does rally to it quickly, though. Devontae Adams is going to do Devontae Adams things at times. I mean, nothing you can really do about that. All right. Here's one of the interceptions. And he's played well, very well, since he's gotten back. But I mostly just wanted to use this video to kind of get my opinions out. Because like I said, the defense has played amazing. Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey have been great. Kader Kohu has been really good now that he's back inside like he should be. He's playing nickel. Now that he's not having to be a boundary corner where he shouldn't have been in the first place, he is doing a lot better. And he's able to be physical. Linebackers aren't playing hero ball, getting out of position anymore. D-line's been playing very well, and we're not even really rotating them that much. We're pretty much just sticking with these 4, Jalen Phillips, Christian Wilkins, Zach Sealer, and Bradley Chubb. But when Emmanuel Ogbah gets in, or Raekwon Davis, Andrew Van Ginkel, They're all still doing great. Andrew Van Ginkel's been playing linebacker more and more, which I'm actually good with. All right, Ramsey's right here. This is just pure reading the quarterback's eyes. And look at his hips, man. That little fluid motion from stepping back, being able to open his hips that smoothly. It's just everything you want. And he's keeping his eyes in that backfield. He's just staring at the quarterback. This is what's fun about being able to play zone. This is why Xavier Howard's been able to play more physical this year, too. He's been making a lot more tackles, and he's actually been hitting pretty hard because he's not having to turn his back to the play anymore, or at least not as often. But, man, that is a beautiful pick. Oh, man, let me look at Aiden O'Connell's eyes here. Does he even look in a different direction? Yeah, he does. He starts over here looking toward Xavier Howard. Comes back to it. But here's the thing. The second he sits down and it's obvious that he's about to explode toward the inside, Jalen Ramsey is able to just burst and get there first. That's just speed. Great hands. Dude, if you would have told me, like, 3 years ago that I would soon have Jalen Ramsey and Tyreek Hill on this team, I wouldn't believe you. And here's the other pick. And this will wrap up the film session right down here. Again, slow pedaling all the way up the field, but keeping his eyes staring right at the quarterback the whole time. Oh, that's fantastic. And being able to move that quickly with your head turned is very difficult to do, by the way. You know how they tell receivers to not look back until right before the ball's supposed to be there? That's because when you're looking backwards, you don't run as fast. You run faster just looking straight ahead to where you're running. Being able to move as quickly as Jalen Ramsey is while staring at the quarterback is a very difficult feat. If you think it isn't, try it. Try it in your backyard. And the hands there. He's so amazing. He knocked the wind out of himself there. I mean, he flew through the air getting that ball, and then he kind of came down on the football in his chest. So he just knocked the wind out of himself. He was fine. He got up a couple minutes later. But, yeah. Anyway, like I said, I really just... Let me actually look at the defensive stats, too. Because this was crazy, too. The interception from Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Phillips even got a pick. And he had, I think, 2 sacks this game as well? Yeah, he went off like crazy, too. If I do another film session this week, it will be Jalen Phillips, just because he had an insane game, too. I don't even really want to show our offense. I think we know what our offense is doing. Like I said, we move the ball pretty well. That's why we have a lot of yards. But, let's look at the team yards. Total yards, we had 422 total yards. We had more rushing yards than the Raiders. We had more passing yards than the Raiders. Average yards per play. 422 total yards is pretty damn good. But the problem is we kept shooting ourselves in the foot and ending drives. Drive killers will kill you. So, Jerome Baker had a pretty good day. Bradley Chubb didn't get any sacks, but he did have some pressures. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. If you liked it, appreciate hitting that like button. Have any questions or comments in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.